Hi everyone, Mike here with January and February 2019 Etsy sales update. Last 2 months were not the greatest on Etsy, as you can see here, but this is due to a number of reasons. First thing, right off the bat, it's not Q4. This is as you can see here, November and December. Uh, and then the other couple of things that have happened with me is I haven't done enough, or let's say I actually haven't done anything with Etsy since probably December. The reason is for me, I've been concentrating on a number of other things, and more specifically, I've really been concentrating on Merch by Amazon and kind of trying to uh, figure out a nice flow of not only uploading new designs but different designs and actually getting enough listings up for my expected tier up, which is going to be up to 8,000 products. So Etsy I've kind of put a little bit on hold, just simply like I said, there isn't enough return on my investment, which is basically my time at this point because I have the designs, I have the listings already up. Uh, I have the money to promote these listings. But even though all those things are kind of in place, it it's really more worth it for me to spend some time on let's say merch and maybe even eBay at this point than Etsy. Anyways, a number of people have said, do a few updates. Let's see what's been happening, and here we are. So I'll get right into the numbers. December, I had a total amount of sales had reached $757, as you can see here, 41 orders. Now that completely dropped down to 16 orders in January and 10 orders in February. So the whole month of February, I had 10 orders. Now compare that to some of my Merch by Amazon days. I have more orders uh, in one day than the whole month of February on Etsy. Now, again, this is not due to any other reason than my own activity. So I don't want to say, for example, Etsy's losing or whatever. No, Etsy is great. It's the question of what are you doing to promote your listings? What are you doing to make your store uh, stand out and better? And what's the quality of not only your products, but also your titles, your keywords, and then if you want to go further, how are you marketing your product? So I'm going to talk about some of that right now. In December, I would say that I roughly had, this is a rough number, about 1,800 to 1,900 products live. And again, this is Q4. So I made a couple $100 in profit. I would say about Etsy is actually a pretty good profit margin, so probably $4 to $5 on each order. Some products I sell and I earn $8 in royalties or profit. So so out of these $800 that I earned here, I would say probably 2 to 250 were profit. Now going to January, as you can see here, 16 orders, total revenue of $293, and February 10 orders with $200. But here's the difference that I wanted to mention is, as you can see here, 784 listings were renewed compared to 200 in January and then 52 in February. And this is actually, I've been doing this on purpose because I noticed that, and again, this is of course kind of like common sense when you say it out loud, but it wasn't the number of listings that I had live that were generating sales. Of course it was the quality, but not only the quality of the product, but it was I was selling products where I had put a lot of thought into my titles and then uh, definitely my keywords. So what I had been doing over the last couple of months is letting all the products expire, and then the ones that I'm actually renewing are the ones that I've sold, and then the ones that actually not only look great but have perfect titles and keywords. Uh, so that's kind of like my strategic plan. The other couple of things that I guess we can go to that screen here. A couple of other things that I've done or not done is I don't promote my listings anymore. And here's the reason why. And again, I'm gonna take blame for this because I always feel like it comes down to, how much you know and your own experience and everything. So what I had been doing with my promoted listings wasn't completely working. As you can see here, I was getting sales, uh, but when it comes to the actual amount of profit, I was breaking even. So for example, I would spend $868. This is throughout the last year, so last 12 months. $868 to sell 109 products for the total revenue of $1,861. So when you subtract this, I'm left with about $1,000, and then by the time you pay for the product, you're pretty much breaking even. Most of my cost of my product is about $8 to $9, and as you can see here, I was getting $10 an order, which is just about breaking even. If I had made anything uh, through promoted listings, it would have been honestly just a few bucks during the whole year. But that's not to say that I didn't make any money. I made a bunch of money through Etsy, and this is how. It's through sales and coupons. So let's look at that. The way that I've structured my listings is basically I've set the price of my product to be about 15 to 20% higher than where I want it to be. So let's look at that uh, in a little more detail. So let's say that my retail price of my product, let's say for a t-shirt, I would list it for $19.99. Now, where I'm comfortable selling it is probably $14.99, because the cost of the t-shirts for me is about $8 or $9. Uh, and then I will also either charge for shipping a few bucks or include free shipping into my listings. And the purpose of this is so I can run continuous sales where I can offer, for example, 10, 15, or 20% off on pretty much all of my product, just because I've noticed that that works. So let's see, and again, I've done the last 12 months for this as well. So the overall performance, 266 orders, average order value $21, for the total revenue from discounts close to $6,000. And then if I'll scroll down here just to show everybody what I'm talking about. So a lot of these, for example, uh, this is nothing, but then these are the types of sales that I'm talking about. So Etsy Labor Day sale, and again, Etsy did a lot to promote this. I ran this for 21 days, generated 28 sales for the total revenue of $827. In December, I was running another 16-day sale for 15 off, generated 20 sales for the total revenue of $395. So this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. It it pays off for me to, for example, structure the listing in a way where I'm able to offer, even 20 to 25% off, because that is very attractive to a lot of customers compared to promoted listings, which they generate sales. They definitely generate impressions and clicks, but when you actually do the math, if you just simply go based on Etsy's settings, you will be breaking even if you're not doing it strategically and in a way that will actually generate more sales. And I've done couple of videos in the past where people would actually leave comments and say, okay, you know what, this is the way to do it. So there are people that actually know exactly what they're doing with Etsy promoted listings, and it works for them. The other thing that I actually have attempted but didn't have much luck with were promoted listings, but through Google. So Google Shopping uh, ads, and those were I just found them to be a disaster. But again, you know, they're there for a reason. So it's definitely not the advertising. It's probably the way that I was running my ads. So just an overview. Right now, I have about probably 800 to 900 listings live. I'm not running any ads, and I would say I get about a sale every couple of days. Again, February 10 orders. I would say in March, it's what is it, March 5th today, 6th. Uh, I've had probably 4 or 5 sales through Etsy, and again, right now I'm just kind of letting this go on because I need to figure out which listings I'm gonna renew and what kind of a plan I'm going to have. The other thing that I also wanted to mention was that I did actually pay the $13 or $19, whatever it is, to actually open an Etsy store, or again, I don't know what the exact integration name is, but I was able to customize my landing page. I was able to, for example, promote certain things, and that simply wasn't worth it for me because they would only give you, I would think like 10 or 20 listings for free, which really comes down to, I think the total is a couple of bucks if you actually list them on its own. And then for the type of integration that I have with Printful, for me, it didn't make much sense. So anyways, I just actually canceled that a couple days ago because I've noticed that ever since I actually upgraded to the premium account, my sales were actually going down. So it didn't really make much sense. Over the next couple of days, I guess over this weekend, my plan is to activate or renew probably about 500 to 600 products because these are the ones that I've actually put aside that are right in the price range where I need them to be, and they are the products that have been selling and that are desired that I've noticed. So I'm assuming that over the next couple of months this will definitely increase. And once I actually get the listings in order, I might spend a few bucks promoting some of those listings. Again, so for the last 12 months, 35,823 total views, 21,600 visits to my site and my listings, store and my listings, and then this generated 349 orders for the revenue total of $6,628. So again, like I said, my profit margin is about 35 to 40% on Etsy. So not a bad year, but definitely definitely can't compare it to Amazon or even eBay at this point because I've been doing a lot of things with eBay and I'm making some money. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below. Anybody who's actually asked for these videos, tell me how you're doing. Tell me if you've actually noticed any changes since Etsy, because Etsy's been doing a lot on their own. They've even been running ads on TV. Um, so I'm curious, what's happening with your Etsy store? Let me know. Anyways, that's it for now, and as always, thank you for watching.